This is day 158, and today we are looking at the advanced offset formula. So 2 days ago, or for the past 2 days, we were looking at the row and column formula. And we also looked at the offset formula, I think 3 or 4 days ago as well. So today we want to combine those two techniques to be able to dynamically calculate your average and your cumulative mark. So if you are one of those people who get frustrated when you have your sum here, but when you add, for example, these are students here and their marks here, and when you add an additional column in between here, your sum doesn't automatically add this. And also likewise, if you add an additional row in here to insert an additional student here, your average doesn't take into account the last added student. Then you should watch this video as it will benefit you greatly, and at the end of the video you should be able to automatically add students in the middle or additional rows in the middle, and your average automatically includes those new records into your averages. And also the same with columns. So what did we learn? Here we have a basic average formula, which is average, and it selects the range we want to select. But for us to be able to determine this range without using this hard-coded reference, what can we do? We can make use of the offset formula. So let's do the offset formula right here. So equals offset. So what is going to be our reference in our offset formula? Our reference is going to be the current cell we have the average in. So the average is going to be in here. Then it asks the rows that we want to offset. So as a start, we want to just offset one row and go above here in row number 10. So we say -1. Then from there, it asks how many rows you want to move. We don't want to move any rows. Then it asks the height. So for now, we are going to make it hard-coded. So the height is going to be from here to here. So that's 9. But because we are starting from here going backwards, so it becomes -9. Then the last thing it asks is the width. So the width, how many columns wide? It's only 1 column wide. Then we say close bracket. So this is basically the array. You can see these are the numbers here we are calculating average for. So these are the numbers we are calculating average for. So instead of using B2 is to B10, we can instead use this formula here, equals offset, and this formula we have here, and we put the rows, columns, height, and the width. Okay, but what do we know about the height? To determine the height, how can we dynamically determine it? So if we use the rows formula or the row formula, if we just say row formula, whilst we are in this cell number A11, we are going to get 11. But to get 9, we have to just subtract -2. Because we know that our rows must be 9 high. Yeah. So we can just say 11 minus 2. Then when we are in 12, we have inserted another student here. Then we are in 12. Then it becomes 12 minus 2, which is 10. And so on and so on. So we can use this formula to say row, then reference. Reference will still be this cell here. And we then just close. If we say -2, it gives us the 9 that we want. Then let's just copy this formula here into our formula here. Okay, for now, let me just make use of this row here. Then All right, then it gives us the range. Okay, cool. So we can then add the average at the end here, the average formula, and we just enclose the whole formula in with the average. Then it gives us the full thing here. Then we can just copy this formula and we paste it. But when we paste it here, we will just want to change one thing, which is the row here. We just want to remove the reference because we are going to get the reference of the current selected cell, so you don't need any reference. So, and I say, okay. Then let me just delete this part and let me copy my formula across. Okay, now let me add additional row. It's now calculating average for including this cell, but because it's blank, so it's not included in here. But if I put 0 here, you'll see the average changes. It's now taking into account the average for the 10 rows here. So I can add an additional student and add their marks. And they will be included in the averages. Now we have to do the same with the sum. Okay, cool. Then there we go. All right, there we have it. So if we add an additional column here and we add another mark, then you can see that it's adding additional marks. So if we say this time this one have 100 and these other students have 60. Okay, then you can see it's automatically adding the cumulative mark here because it's using the offset formula. So this is how you can make use of the offset formula and combine it with the column formula and any other array formula like sum, average, rank, and so on. You can actually use the column formula to determine the column you are in and maybe subtract 1 or subtract 2 depending on what measurement you want to do and which range you want to use. If you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button so that you can be notified when we add new videos. That's it. Thank you. Bye-bye.